Hi guys, it's Hadrian here. How's everyone doing today? Hope you guys are all doing fantastic. So here, today I'm doing a special handbag rehab. I have not done one in quite some time, and this one is actually sent to me by one of you guys, Alicia. She sent me this bag that she purchased off of the internet. I don't remember exactly where she said. I think she said it was on Poshmark or one of those apps for buying and selling apps like that. And the bag that she got had some marks on it that she at first thought that she'd be able to clean off, but unfortunately was not able to, and she took it to a couple places to try to get it repaired, and unfortunately everyone said that they wouldn't really be able to. So as a last resort, she contacted me and I agreed to see what I can do. So I'm opening up the bag with you together and we're gonna see how it is. So here is the bag, and I can totally see what happened to it. So I'm gonna remove the crossbody strap. Or no, I can't remove it actually. It doesn't actually clip on or off. Okay, I'm going to tuck the crossbody strap inside the bag just to get it out of the way. And as you can see, like right around the top, it looks like there was a lot of color removal. Now this is from friction of holding the bag, using the bag, general wear and tear. And yeah, and it looks like there's also a part here that was lifted. Yikes, but that's not like too crazy. So I'm going to see if I'm going to be able to fix this. She got this professionally cleaned and all that already, so the bag is already prepped and ready for me to go at it. There are also some marks on the back. And on the sides as well, the corners. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and see if we can color match this. Don't know exactly if we're going to be able to do it. It looks a little tricky, especially because the bag has the dark edge coating, and so we're gonna have to work around the edge coating, and I don't know, we're gonna see if we can do this. So I don't have to clean the bag anymore because it was already cleaned and conditioned prior to me receiving the bag. So what we're gonna be using today is my trusty set of acrylic leather paint from Angelus. You can purchase this online. If you are interested in purchasing any of the items that I'm using today, you can check them all out in the description box below. I have them all linked right there. Angelus is my favorite brand to use. So it looks like this is very like, the brown is like very reddish, yellow, orange. So I'm going to be getting all these different colors, maybe a little bit of pink and white. So we're going to try and color match using all these different colors and tones to try and get the color of this bag. So I have pulled out all the colors that I think I'm going to be using, and I just got a regular paper plate and just a paintbrush. Now these paints, they already have little brushes attached to them, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glob the paint onto the paper plate, and then we're just gonna mix. So the brown's gonna be the color that I'm gonna use the most. So I got most of that color out, and then we're just gonna get a little bit of each of the other colors and just dab them around the periphery. Is that the word? Around the corners, the edges of the plate. Now, like, color matching is definitely an art. It takes a lot of time to try and color match, and it's not the easiest thing to do. So this is definitely like a higher level kind of DIY project if you're gonna want to attempt this yourself. So that's why if you see my videos, I usually like to do just like black colored bags, even when I'm dyeing them. I do have a couple where I don't do black, but black's really the easiest. You can't really go wrong doing a re-dye in black. some of these paints, they are hard to open. Okay. Get some of this yellow out. I'm hoping we can color match this, you guys. I'm a little nervous. Especially with this finish, it's a little bit matte too. And I don't know, we're gonna see how this works out. Actually, it looks like if I can just do these two colors together, that might be actually pretty good. I'm sorry about the noise outside. There's so much construction happening in the neighborhood. So, okay. So I'm gonna use the pink first because I think that is actually a really close color to match with that. And then I'm gonna bring in some orange, maybe some red, and then definitely yellow, more pink. And like I said, this is definitely an art form. There's gonna be a lot of mixing and trying to figure out how to get this color. So we definitely need a lot more orange and pink and maybe some white. Okay, it looks like we're kind of getting there. We just need a lot more of these red and orange colors. Okay, so we definitely need a whole lot more orange and red. So I'm just gonna glob that over here, right next to where I'm working. Let's see if this amount of orange will do the trick. Okay, see, we're kind of getting there. The color is getting... I think we just need more orange. I think that's gonna be the way to go right now. More orange. I wish you can bring this bag to like you know how when you go to Lowe's you can color match different things and you just bring a sample and then they scan it and then they can make that color. I wish they had that for this. That would be so awesome. Okay, so the color is very close. Now the color, once you get it close, it's a little tricky because there's a lot of when the color dries and then it'll either it'll be either lighter or darker. So there's a lot of different factors and variables that go into the final color. So you kind of have to test it, which is kind of annoying, and kind of one of the biggest tips too that I can give you is using natural light. Don't do this at night. Don't do it under a fluorescent lamp. Natural light is the best because you're gonna get the best color match. So if you want to match the color now, just to check it really quick, you can actually just mark it on the bag and then you can just wipe it off and it'll just come off really easy with a little leather conditioner. So if you want to just test it out, see that color? It's almost there. It just needs to be a tiny bit darker. So I'm just going to wipe that off with my cloth right here and it's gonna be fine. So right there. So maybe just a little bit of brown. Just gonna put that right there, and I'm gonna bring over my lighter brown mixture and just test it like that. Now that like I said, it has a tendency to dry darker or lighter. So it really is just kind of like a waiting game to see how the color turns out once it starts drying. There is also a paint thinner that you can buy through Angelus, which I suggest getting. I haven't bought it myself, though I think it would help in keeping your paint from drying faster once you finally get the right color. So that's something I suggest. I actually haven't purchased it myself, though I do definitely need to do that. So what I'm gonna do is just paint it over right here. There are a couple techniques that I want to try. I don't think I necessarily want to just paint on the bag itself, but I do want to like use this and kind of like, you can probably do this with a sponge also, but I just want to like push the color in, kind of like you're putting on makeup, and kind of just doing it like that so that the color has almost like it gets pushed in, like kind of like makeup. I guess that's like the only kind of thing I can think of, like makeup. So just push in that color, if you guys can see what I'm doing here. And it also kind of helps helps it blend a lot more and a lot easier. So as you can see, it is getting a lot better. It looks like it's still a little dark, so I'm going to pick up some color from the lighter side of the mixture. And that's why I don't completely do like the whole thing in the color when I mix the colors, because you kind of want to be able to mix and match like the lighter and darker browns. And that's kind of like why I like this kind of technique, because you can just mix different colors, like tonal browns in that are all almost the same color, and then you can kind of color match it. So as you can see there, that did a pretty good job, right? So we're just gonna keep going at it like that until we can go all the way around. I know I was gonna start with the back and I just kind of like went for it in the front, so I apologize for that, but I mean, go big or go home, right? So I'm just gonna be trying to layer in these colors. And I think it's looking pretty good. There's still a little bit of darkness, but I'm not hating that darkness. We're just going to keep going over it until that color goes away, like the dark color, and everything like matches more. So okay, sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to just try and let me actually try to zoom in more for you guys so you can see this better. Okay, so I'm just gonna take the brush, and there's the lightness right there. We're just going to go over it like so. There's still a little bit right there too. And then we're going to get our towel like this, and we're just going to push it in. And we're kind of like layering that paint. And you're gonna want to do, we're gonna do a couple different, like couple layers of this, trying to get into all the nooks and crannies, and we're just layering that paint. And I know at first it looks dark, that's because the paint is wet and it's absorbing into, it's kind of like the naked surface of the leather, because once that color gets removed, and that's what's causing the lightness, there's no like layer of paint or color or dye or anything there anymore. So we're going to have to replace that. So when you're initially putting that color over it, it's kind of just like absorbing it, so it's like kind of wet in the inside. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of what's happening with the leather at this point when we're doing this. And you're gonna want to push really lightly. You don't want to push too hard at the point of where you're trying to saturate the color, or you don't want to rub it or anything because you're going to remove the color and you don't want that. So we're going to move over and jump over to the other side right here. Ooh, I'm so happy with this color right now. It's doing such a good job of like kind of matching. And we're gonna push that color in like that. Ooh, it's looking so good. I'm so happy. I hope Alicia likes this. So sorry, Alicia. I know this took a long time too. Alicia has been so patient. I haven't had really time to sit down and do this. And I think I've had this bag for quite some time. At least a few weeks, but she's been so patient with me, and I just want to make sure to do as good of a job as possible. And I didn't want to like be rushed or anything when I was doing it because I didn't have enough time. So Alicia, thank you for that. You are so sweet. And I think it's coming out really, really well. So I'm very excited. Alright, so now we're just going to try and do the rest of this as well, like up here. I don't know how well it's going to blend like the rest because this top part is, the color has darkened so much that we might have to just paint the whole thing and see how that turns out. But we're gonna try this same technique and see how it comes out. Okay, it's not turning out too bad. I'm really happy. It looks a little bit dark still, so I'm gonna want to wait for it to dry completely. The color is almost the same, but I think to establish a good base is totally fine, and you can always go back over it and then try to get it lighter again. So like, see how light it is when you first apply it, and then once it starts drying, it gets a little darker. So I'm gonna see. Alright, well I'm going to just keep working at this, and then I'll be back with you guys to show you guys how it turns out. But this is how it looks so far. I think it looks pretty good. I'm just gonna wait for it to dry, and then we'll show you guys how that looks once I get back. Alright guys, now I just wanted to show you how this looks. This is the top part. I think it looks really, really good, so I'm really, really, really excited. It's drying up really nicely. So now I'm just gonna start the back. The back actually doesn't have as much discoloration as the front did. And I think we got almost like that perfect color already. Because look at that, like when I paint it on, it looks almost exactly the same. So I am so pleased and so happy. I don't really have to do much here. So I'm just going to literally paint it on and then just dab it up a little bit just so I can push that color in there and make it blend more with the surrounding color. And that is pretty much it, you guys. Like, the back of this bag is not that bad. The only really, like, the part that I have to address the most is probably the top. But just because there's a disconnect between the two with the black line. This color doesn't really have to match too exactly, because like the eye doesn't really see that contrast too much because of the black line, if that makes sense. Even though we do have the perfect color already at this point. Like, that is amazing that we were able to match that color so nicely. So I am very, very excited. I'm just gonna color up this whole thing, and then I'm going to dab the cloth on it, and then we're going to be pretty much done. This is actually a lot quicker than I thought it was gonna be. So I'm really, really, really happy. And then we're just gonna have to hit up the bottom corners, and then after that, we're going to be done. So I'll be back with you guys once I finish this, and then we're going to do those bottom corners. Okay guys, so now here we are on this bottom corner. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna dab the cloth in the paint, and we're just going to dab it onto here. And that'll be how we do that, because I'm running out of paint, and it's really hard to make a second batch. You have to work really fast when you're doing this. So there we go. It's already like perfect. Take a look at that. So I think that is good already. That is looking awesome. Okay, so that's done. The other side is done. It wasn't as bad as that side. And looks like there's a little spot right there. Just needs a little touch up. Another little spot right there. And oh my gosh, you guys, like literally voila, it looks like $1,000,000. I am so pleased because this came out 1,000,000 times better than I was even hoping for, because it looks like almost like a pretty perfect color match to me actually. So I am as pleased as can be. So we're going to let this dry for 24 to 48 hours, but we're done. So I'm so excited. There we go. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Let me down below in the comments what your thoughts are on this bag. Have you guys ever tried doing any sort of rehab? Let me know if you guys have. If you guys enjoyed this video, again, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you want to see more of these kinds of videos. And don't forget to subscribe so you'll be updated every time I do post a new video. I do thrifting, vlogging, these handbag rehabs, and home decor. So don't forget to subscribe if you guys enjoy any of those things. And oh, and food is good. But thank you guys again for hanging out with me and spending time checking out this handbag rehab. Alicia, I hope you like your new bag. I'm going to send you photos of it right now, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye. I feel like I always